Hi, it's Lisa Selthofer from Spot on Agility, and I'm also answering this question via being an AKC Agility judge. So the question is, how do you earn qualifying scores and how do you earn titles? So novice, open, excellent. You have to get 3 qualifying scores to earn a title and be able to move up to the next level. After excellent, there's masters. Masters, you have to earn 10 qualifying scores. All right, so there is a progression upward from novice all the way through to masters. There are higher titles beyond masters. I'm not going to get into that one right now. I'm also only going to talk about both the standard and the jumpers. There are other games that have some very specific rules. I'm not going to get into that in this video. So let's talk about the standard and jumpers. So number 1 rule in jumpers, doesn't matter what level you're at, novice through masters, anytime you go off course in jumpers, you do not get a qualifying score. Okay, so basically in jumpers, an off course is a kiss of death. In both standard and jumpers, in the AKC, anytime that you miss a contact or knock a bar or you fail to perform an obstacle, you do not receive a qualifying score. So those are kind of some general blanket statements that you can actually talk about and that you can definitely count on. Okay, so in novice, you have to have a score of 85 points or higher. So basically what it comes down to is there are, in novice standard, there are a couple faults that you can get and still qualify. In novice standard, you can get time faults, for example. You can also get a refusal or a run out. In novice standard, you can also have a wrong course. Novice jumpers cannot have an off course, but in novice jumpers you can have the time faults and you can also have the refusal or run out. The refusals and run out are 5 points each, and again you have to have a score of 85 or higher. Quickly going back to novice standard, you can also have a table fault. So you can have any of those combination of items. You can only have 2 refusals, for example, in novice. If you get 3, then unfortunately you cannot qualify. So you can get a combination as long as your score is 85 points or higher. Moving to open. In open, you can only get 1 refusal or run out. Okay, so novice you could have 2. In open, you can only have 1. But again, you have to have you can get a combination of faults and still qualify. So it is possible in open standard that you could have a table fault, that you could actually have a wrong course in novice standard, that you could have a run out or refusal, and you can still have time faults. Now we move up into excellent. In excellent standard, you can only have time faults. Okay, let me jump backward. I just realized I skipped open jumpers. Open jumpers can never have a wrong course, but you could have time faults and you could also have a run out or the refusal. All right, so back. Excellent standard, again, you can only have time faults. Excellent jumpers, same thing. You can only have time faults. No other calls are going to get you a qualifying run. Once you hit the master's level, everything has to be perfect. You must be under time and you can have no faults. So I tried to make that very brief and quick, but that's kind of the AKC standard and jumpers in a nutshell, what you can and can't have. So basically, you know, it's just easier to let the judge think about that. That's what I always say when I'm judging. Just try to go out, do your very best. As you're getting, faults during a run, don't even think about it. Believe me, the judge will keep track of that. Your job as a handler is just to try to get your dog on task and get you through the course. Just focus on that. It's far easier. But it is nice to know after your run what you can and can't have. Hope that was helpful, and in the meantime, have a great time, and as always, happy handling.